Hello everybody, top of the morning or evening or daytime or whatever time you're looking at this, watching this, however, etc. Get your act together, Tony. Part 6 or 7 really now, because I had a bit of a silly thing happening last time, but it's okay, it's all sorted now. Let's get on with it. Nothing really much has really happened. Did a couple more side missions, etc., etc.
Nothing better than a few pints of butter beer.
You cannot win, but don't be shy, for I can't wait to watch you try. Slow code! Slow code!
Hello there.
Hello, Amit. Do I recall you saying that you speak gobbledygook?
I did. I do. Speak it. Is this to do with the goblin I saw you with in Hogsmeade?
It is. His name is Lodgok. We could use your help with something. He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help?
Of course. How exciting. Well, might this be dangerous?
I think
Yeah.
he simply wants to
They're
show me
always
something that
dangerous, yeah.
involves gobbledygook. If it helps, he's a friend of Sirona's.
Good to hear. Good to hear. If Sirona trusts him, then I feel much better.
Lodgok is waiting. Should we go?
Of course. I just want to check the pronunciation of a couple of key terms first. So I will meet you there.
Unnecessary. Hi, God, I'm so sleepy.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the Helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped. Because he knew the details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
How else did he expect Goblinkind to get the helmet back? Seems he has no interest in making amends with you.
I'm afraid we do not have the luxury of rational expectation when it comes to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metal worker. If we are to work together, I suppose I must tell you more. Not long ago, Ranrock sent me to collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They described repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repositories. We were to search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals: Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
He cares about what they contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to share their magical knowledge with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard kind. Ranrock was convinced that the repositories contained a magical power that wizards wanted to keep for themselves. He is determined to take it for goblin kind. But
Here
he's...
comes my friend Amit. Probably best to continue our conversation later.
Greetings, Lord Gok. It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Oh, Bagalio.
Enough.
He's having a stroke.
Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Well, yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain dialects differ.
Pronunciation is not the issue.
That wasn't
I barely
gobbledygook, that was
recognize that
just
as
gobbledygook.
language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better than you can speak it.
I can, Sir Lord Gok.
Just Lodgok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans, since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why
Yeah,
can't you
why
come with
can't you
us?
come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind. And I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my
Bullshit.
presence to Ranrock. All you need to do is not be seen. Either by the eye above the enchanted door or a loitering loyalist.
All right then.
Amit and I can do this.
I will await your return.
Okay.
I shall see you soon.
Into the mines. Frodo wants to go into the mines. Ah, I know how to get in here.
Laura is looking at us.
This is very easy. Merlot. Merlot.
Lumos.
Lumos!
Not Lumos.
Clever.
Where would you go? What a coward. Just tell me about it.
Books so rarely prepare one for reality. A real goblin mine. It's even grander than I had expected.
Fun.
I cannot believe I met a goblin.
Oh my god.
Let's just learn what we can and get out.
Look at this lift. Impressive workmanship for so simple a device.
Impressive workmanship aside, it's the only way forward.
It's the only way forward. But what if the goblins dug too deep and too greedily? What lies beneath the mountain? About
I still can't believe we're inside a real goblin mine.
Revelio.
Fly, you fools. Which some people thought he meant just use
I've read
the
about mines like
fucking
this, but seeing one is
worm.
something else altogether.
Eagles. You know, by the way, in this is really sad. In the Lord of the Rings, if you watch the
Amit, you'll
end,
need to stay close to me.
where they
I've
get
dealt with worse
spoiler
enemies than
alert,
these.
if they when oh hang on.
Yes, of course.
That's right. The eagles coming around. The eagles come and rescue Frodo and Bill and Sam from Mount Doom at the end.
I'll get us through
You'll
here safely,
see
Amit.
that there
You
are
have my word.
3 eagles that come, and it's really sad because the reason there are 3 eagles that come and rescue Sam and Frodo is one of those eagles was for Smeagol.
We're being watched by a door. Akio.
Isn't that sad?
Revelio. Bombarda. Confringo. Accio. Revelio.
No.
Revelio.
I feel like a character from one of the adventure books I read during the summer holidays.
Shut up. Ah. Thought you could hide.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Let's take a look around, Armit. See if we can find any plans.
Bound to be plans around here somewhere.
You reckon?
A schematic. They're building something. I can't quite make it out.
Revelio.
I will get to the bottom of what they've been building down here.
Get to the bottom. Are you getting to the bottom? Oop. There's more. Upstairs. Who's the hardest one? Oh, they're easy.
Furious Totalis.
Such
Revelio.
That's the last loyalist. Unfortunately, imagine most goblins. Fascinating to see gobbledygook written in a goblin hand.
Revelio.
Flourishes are extraordinary. Let me know if you see any more plans or schematics. We can't return to Lodgok empty-headed.
Empty-headed. Explain yourself, man. Yeah, that's right. Move up.
If I'm translating this
Revelio.
correctly, and I think that I am, they're building something rather large. But what? There must be more notes around here. What could they be building? Right.
Revelio.
We seen doing.
I could fall dead asleep on my feet, I could.
Furious Totalis.
What's that? Up for a bit of dying, are we? I feel as though you're not...
Can't handle a little altercation. I won't rest. No! That is! This is almost too easy!
At your best.
Arrest the momentum.
Name's your ass. I hate that! I'll bury you in the deepest hole.
Right, arrest the momentum. Confringo. Revelio.
Let's get this over with.
Confringo. Arrest the momentum. Descendo. Oh, this really is too much.
Stay close. I've handled much worse.
Another boiler. This place is more complex than I had expected. Revelio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Revelio. Devil's snare. Nasty stuff if we're not careful.
Not the entanglement we need right now.
Revelio. Lumos. Lumos!
Revelio. It's Totalis. Revelio.
What's going on out there?
Get
away with that. How nice of you to stop by. Fly that sport. Your little magic trick won't distract. Rather unwise coming back this way. There. Put me down. How childish. You won't stop me. Let's get it.
them are there?
That should be the last of them, Amit.
Poor Hamid. Probably
Revelio.
far too overwhelmed. This. All of this horned.
I'm quite good at sneaking about. You'll see.
Revelio.
We just got pawned.
Can free me.
Hang on. Nothing is ever enough.
Accio.
Ah. That's our way out of it.
Revelio.
This is not good. They're building enormous drills, bigger than this mine could contain.
Let's get out of here and tell Lodgok what we found.
I need a moment to catch my breath. This was more than I bargained for.
I'm glad you came with me, Amit. Now that we know what they're up to, we can get out of here.
Oh no, you don't.
Hello, Hamura.
But before. One thing I will say is that in Skyrim, for example, every different like cavern had a meaning, like a reason. There was like something about it. This just feels like, yeah, now you're in an underground place. Do what? Do stuff. I do find that's a bit annoying.
Revelio. We're almost out of here, Amit. Look, the lift.
A welcome sight indeed.
We'll be fine. You will be fine. We did it. A celebratory fizzy water. How do you get out there? Doesn't even tell you if you've completed the underground area.
Can we please talk about...
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was. It really was. I'm afraid I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it.
Dog,
Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade
there are other
someday.
vowels, creators of this game.
Without further ado, adieu.
Bless you.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct.
As opposed to the suppositories.
Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site. She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal, but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
Ah. The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch, and I heard she'd been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
Well. You look so lost.
I hope Professor Fig...
I believe my next broom upgrade to be even more impressive than the last. Come by Spin Witches as soon as you can.
I will. That's that I can do on my own. Let's go underground to the map chamber. Num num num. Too sleepy. Huh. There they are. The three amigos.
Welcome back.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
At night.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
Until then, ciao. La, 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 la. Don't tell me where to go. Tell me where to go. No?
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office?
Thank you.
Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
Look, Professor Fig is getting a bit more and more like such a caricature. He's just sort of... I'm doing really well with the summoner matches. Hufflepuff. Slytherin. Hufflepuff. Housing for registered sex offenders. Oh.
I'd rather go alone. Revelio.
Why not?
Professor Fig, I need your help apparently in the... I thought this was the Defense Against the Dark Arts place, but I don't know anything. Hello,
Professor Fig, the Keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
Oh my God.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research.
Is that his name then? Research?
That's where she found the container with the port key. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. All right. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I've actually met Scrope, but I'm not sure he'll tell me.
Scrope.
He's rather devoted to the Black family.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just...
Wait, doesn't Polyjuice Potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
Luckily, I've been wanking off
so
Professor
how do
Black
you
for a
already
long
have
time
Polyjuice
now.
Potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the Ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more. How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the Ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
Hello. Oh, I must go and see Snape. 50 points from Snape and Door.
Professor, a moment of your time, please.
Oh,
Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only, you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student gets this rather unenviable task.
If you must speak with me, consult my secretaries or what have you. Now move along. I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside.
What could the headmaster want?
Stand proud, purebloods. The future is yours.
Professor Black, how are you, sir?
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuber pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
Okay.
You call that a...
Something is very wrong.
I can't even use any of my fucking...
A word?
Right.
Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it no